Televised debut. Lipscomb double six to complete the job. And complete the job he will. Adam Lipscomb gets his Group C campaign off to a winning start, getting the better of Sam Cromwell by 4 legs to 1. Next up, Johnson Cantler. It's tops.
Game shot on the 5th leg, Marco Cantler.
Yeah, 3 from 13 for Cantler, 2 from 13 for Darren Johnson, so he's had his opportunities. He'd love another, but it's Cantler who needs tops.
Game,
it's Cantler
and a match,
who
Marco
gets tops
Cantler.
and picks up the 2 points. Now in match number 1, Lipscomb took the spoils. Match number 2, it's Cantler taking those points. When we come back after a short break, Scott Baker takes on Fallon Sherrock.
108 for Baker to take the opener. Tops.
Game shot on the 1st leg, Scott Baker.
For the double.
Game shot on the 2nd leg, Fallon
1-1.
Scott, you require 136.
136 for Baker. Another one of them. Gives himself a dart at double 8 for his second ton-plus finish of the match to put himself 3-2 to the good.
7.
He's just done 136. Tops. Ooh.
Game shot.
48 for 32. Called everybody out there, did Scotty Baker. Got a 136 followed by a 137. Denies Sherrock the 2 points, but it's 2 points for Baker. 89.56 the average. Couple of 180s in there. 4 out of 5 on the doubles. 80%, a match that lasted just over 10 minutes. When we come back, Adam Lipscomb back in action up against DJ Darren Johnson.
To take this opening leg against the darts, another one of them. Gives himself a go at double 18. Oh, that's magnificent from Darren Johnson. A 12-dart breaker throw and a 156 finish.
Darren, you require 70.
Yeah, but you never won anything in your life.
Not won anything of note.
That's a winning note for Darren Johnson. A 4-2 victory against Adam Lipscomb. And so that means for him, he moves on to 2 points. 4 players now on 2 points in the group. Next up, Sam Cromwell, Fallon Sherrock. 3 opportunities that have come and gone for Sam Cromwell, and so Sherrock 72 to break the throw and open up a 2-0 lead. It's going to be a solitary dart at tops,
and
a dart at tops is all Sherrock needs to double her advantage. 2-0.
Fallon, you require 40.
And tops to complete the job. 4-0, double 10. And Fallon Sherrock gets on the board with a 4-0 success against Sam Cromwell. Doing so an 89.73 average and 4 out of 7 on the doubles. Sherrock looks so comfortable playing at this type of pace and standard. For Cromwell, it's an improvement from game 1, but still work to do. Next up, Cantler against Baker. It's going to be double 8, now double 4.
Game shot on the 3rd leg, Scott Baker.
Finishing today in this region has been stunning, and it continues with a 1-2.
Safe dart if I've ever seen one, as Baker looks to save the game with yet another ton-plus finish. It's tops.
81.
And for once, he's missed something in that range.
40.
And it may well cost him the game.
Been one of Cantler's best performances of the week so far. He's averaging 98.28. And he's got 2 darts in hand for a big sculpt.
And a match, Marco Cantler.
And he completes the job in 14 darts. Not too many complaints there from Scott Baker. Cantler takes the spoils and moves to the top of the table on 4 points, making it 2 from 2. End average 97.42, 4 out of 7 on the doubles. Well, we'll be taking a short break, and then we will be back with Adam Lipscomb against Fallon Sherrock.
Lead with the break.
76.
Yeah, biggest upset of the day was the last match before we joined our friends on Sporty Stuff TV, and that was a go. May only get 1 dart at the ball. Finds the trouble, gets 2 at double 14.
Game shot on the 3rd leg, Fallon Sherrock.
She was right under it.
Fallon, you require 32.
So double 16 for Fallon Sherrock.
Game, shot.
To seal the deal and to pick the points up. And Fallon Sherrock is top of the pile with an average of 90.16, 4 out of 7 on the finishing. And that is kind of the level that we are seeing from her throughout the course of the day. And it is enough to be harbouring points. Adam Lipscomb, 2 out of 2 when he had attempts at the double. But the scoring terms, it was Sherrock who outpowered her. Next up, Darren Johnson against Scott Baker. Job done. And to put himself onto 4 points, but he's gone too far down.
No score.
Yes, no score.
Yeah, busted score.
Darren, you require 80.
Wanted 18 and hit 28. Got to be careful here. Wants tops.
60.
Doesn't go, and so 36. Scott looking for double 18 to complete the job by 4 legs to 2, and that's exactly what he does as the mod gets the better of the DJ. And it is Scott Baker who the tune of the final dart sings to his name. A 4-2 victory, an 84 average in the end, 4 out of 15 on the doubling. And the bookmaker's favourite now sees himself as part of a three-way tie at the top of the table. But Marco Candler can put himself clear at the summit if he gets the better of Sam Cromwell next.
Of the dart, because the dart will sit up and, of course, it's heading towards the board almost flat. Or if it comes out the board and it sort of stays in that
game shot on the first leg, Sam Cromwell.
You can actually throw the dart softer and it will go further.
Another. To complete the job, Cantler looking for tops.
60.
But he can't pin it.
Sam, you require 12.
In terms of atmosphere, the finals night where
6.
Luke Littler
Marco, you require 20.
The atmosphere was like nothing I've experienced here before or after.
Is there going to be a winning experience here for Marco Cantler? Double 10 completes a 4-1 victory against Sam Cromwell. Cantler, a 4-1 victor against Cromwell. Next up, it's Sherrock against Johnson. One chance for 2-2. One chance is all Darren Johnson needs at tops. Use herself an 85 upon her return, but under what pressure? Under what pressure? Under maximum pressure.
80. Fallon, you require 85.
20 and ball.
How many times today have we seen a big number missed at a crucial time to cost a player a dart at a double or the ball?
35.
Yeah, 2 all in a race to 4.
Darren, you require
make
96.
sure that big 20. Give it every chance to find the 20. Tops. Super recovery dart.
76.
Just dips
Fallon,
below, and so
50.
Sherrock is back to re-establish the lead at 3-2. Double 8.
34.
And those 2
Darren,
misses opens up the door for the Johnson break. And it would mean he would be throwing for the match in the next.
Game
and
shot
throw
on the
for the
fifth
match
leg,
he will
Darren
as Johnson leads 3-2.
Fallon, you require
Johnson
32.
has no way of answering this last leg.
Game
As Sherrock
shot.
gets
And
over the finishing
Fallon
line
Sherrock.
to get the better of Darren Johnson by 4 legs to 3. It's another impressive performance from the Queen of the Palace, who is just seemingly gliding along supremely in and around this 93 average range. A 4-3 success. Her averages are getting better every single game today, is Fallon Sherrock. Coming up after the break, we're going to watch Marco Cantler in action against Adam Lipscomb through the middle, and he couldn't find a way. And Lipscomb's going to have a couple of double 18 and now double 9 for the opening leg break.
Leg, Adam Lipscomb. Adam, you require 119.
Trouble 19. 100 left. Trouble 20 and tops. Yes.
Game shot on the second leg, Adam
It's
Lipscomb.
a tongue topper for Lipscomb, and he is into a 2-0 lead here around about November time, which is when Champions Week is, Saturday, November the 4th, if you want to get in early on that one. Booked throughout September and October, so if you fancy a little bit of a trip down to Pompey,
140.
join the Darty party in Pompey, then please do.
140.
Make it a three.
Marco, you require 100.
Already made history, winning it back to back.
Tots a Cantler to send us to a decider.
Game
and
shot
this
the
is
leg.
class in
Marco
the finishing
Cantler.
department. That's an 11 dart leg. Ton out from Cantler when his back was against the rack.
Marco, you require 20.
4 from 4.
Move him on to 8 points.
Game
And to move him into a position of authority in the group, Marco Cantler gets the better of Adam Lipscomb by 4 legs to 3. It moves him on to 8 points, and the Finn is starting to make a bit of a run here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. Next up, Baker Cromwell.
Require 141.
2 visits. At 141. May only need the 1 visit. Wow.
Game shot on the third leg. Scott Baker.
Another big finish to add to the big list of...
A huge moment for this young man. A first ever televised victory is within his grasp if he can convert double 16.
3.
But 2 more match darts
Scott, you
have come and
require
gone.
25.
It's double 8 to
Game
save
shot on the
it,
sixth
and
leg.
Scott
Scott
does
Baker.
exactly that.
Game
And Sam
shot.
Cromwell
And a match,
picks up his
Sam
first
Cromwell.
Super Series win as he gets the better of Scott Baker by 4 legs to 3. A sigh of relief on the face of Sam Cromwell, but Scott Baker knows that that could be a defeat, which come tomorrow could end up being proved costly. Coming up after the break, the 2 players at the top of the group go toe-to-toe as Marco Cantler takes on Fallon Sherrock. Those are the answers. So 6 starts of the match for Fallon Sherrock.
Yeah, and that's 3 consecutive turns at the board. Without a treble,
Game
no such
shot.
drama
And a match,
for Fallon Sherrock. Well, she did hit a maximum in the leg, and that's a maximum finish on a snooker table. A 147 to steal the points, 81.8 the average. She goes joint top of the table with Marco Cantler. Both players on 8 points. Up next, Sam Cromwell.
Hello and welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where Fallon Sherrock has just made it 4 wins from 5 on the opening day of Group C action. Not a bad way to get over the line in that one with that 147 out.
Yeah, no, I'm quite happy with the win in that one, and yeah, the 147. But I think you probably could see my facial expression. I was like, where did that come from? Like, because the last couple of legs I couldn't finish. I was like, oh, here we go. I thought it was going to be one of them games now.
You mentioned you're finishing in that match, but overall today it has been a really strong asset in your game, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I can see it, you know, getting better, and it's pulling me out when I need it. So I can't moan too much about it. I mean, it's just the silly legs that I'm losing, you know, when I've got 3 darts at doubles, but my combination finishing, I feel very good about that. And
you are now in a very strong position to qualify for Saturday's finals night. How pleased are you with the way you've played today overall?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely pleased with how I've played overall today. Definitely better than, you know, how I performed yesterday. I was very disappointed in myself yesterday. So hopefully, you know, take today, take the positives and go on to tomorrow and hopefully get through.
And a lot more consistent as well with your performances. Is that the main thing that you feel was missing yesterday?
Yeah, definitely. I don't feel I had any consistency really this week so far. So hopefully, you know, the more I've played today and the more I play tomorrow, hopefully I'll be a bit more consistent as it goes along.
And just talk us through your mindset coming here this week, because the last time we saw you here, of course, your focus was on going to Blackpool and retaining your match play title. That didn't go to plan, but then we saw you the following week at the Women's Series and you put in some really sublime performances there. So you must have been feeling good about your game coming here.
Yeah, definitely feel good about my game and stuff like that. But obviously there's still work that needs to be done on it. I feel, you know, I still need to keep playing in this. I mean, doing the weeks, doing the 2 nights and stuff like that, or the 2 days. Keep, you know, coming here, because I think this is really going to help my game, and I think it's helped everyone's game that's played in it.
And how high up on your list of ambitions is winning a weekly title here?
It's definitely going to be up there. I'm still yet to win one.
Yeah, well, we hope we'll see that happen very soon. We do, of course, still have 2 matches to be played this afternoon, so let's get back into the action.
For back-to-back, Sam Cromwell wins to end his day.
Game.
And double
shot,
10 is
and a
found.
match. Sam
A
Cromwell.
hand of apology from Sam Cromwell, but it's he who gets the better of Darren Johnson by 4 legs to 2. He ends his campaign with 2 wins to his name. Coming up after the break, Lipscomb and Baker completes the afternoon action.
Scott, you
Average
require
just
81.
76.6, but missed 10 darts at a double, and that was his undoing.
Game shot on the first leg. Scott Baker.
For a different game, equals a change of fortunes for Scott Baker because that's an 11-dart break to kickstart.
Second leg is Scott.
1-0 to the mod.
6, but missed 10 darts at a double, and that was his undoing.
Game shot on the first leg. Scott Baker.
For a different game, equals a change of fortunes for Scott Baker because that's an 11-dart break to kickstart.
Second leg is Scott.
1-0 to the mod.
First. Game on.
That had everything, didn't it? Had a ton, a 180.
100.
That leg took 1 minute and 2 seconds.
140.
Do you remember that Take That song? It only takes a minute.
140.
Well, if our social medias is going to put a little highlight together, they should use that track and show that leg.
59.
To be honest, when Scott Baker's playing, they don't actually have to cut it down into highlights.
You could almost run the music for a gone in
100.
60 seconds.
There's a TikTok
45.
idea.
Scott, you require 161.
Well, if Baker gets it done here, it could be TikTok on the clock because he would have had 2 legs completed in about
65.
2 minutes flat. 5:48 is the record. Usher against Carling.
93. Scott, you require 96.
What car Baker drives, but I wonder if he calls it Eleanor.
36. Adam, you require 164.
20 and tops
56. Scott, you
For 2-0.
require 60.
in 2.5 minutes.
Game shot on the second leg. Scott Baker.
2-0, Scott Baker. 107 average in 2 minutes and 44 seconds.
Third leg is Adam to throw first. Game on.
I hope you didn't boil the kettle at the start of this match because you're going to miss the end of it at this rate.
45.
You can end up with a snotty egg if you're boiling one.
100.
I wonder what takes less
59.
time. Ordering food at a McDonald's or KFC or Scott Baker to complete a 4-leg game of darts.
Other fast food restaurants are
100.
available.
Even got a Wendy's opening up in Portsmouth.
Isn't that an American joint?
Yeah, I think
85.
we're one of the trial stores. There's yeah, it's just opening up down in town. I'll be
60.
having a little look at some point. Needless information, I know.
Standard.
100. 60.
Well, Scott's actually slowed down here because now we're at 4 minutes in the match.
45.
Ball's the shot for me.
97. Adam, you require 167.
You felt like you needed to take it out just to give him something to get started in this match. So Baker
57.
for 3-0 and the
Scott,
double
you
break.
require 84.
64 left. Misses the big number. How many times have we said
Well,
that today?
That's why I said go for the ball with the final
44.
dart, because
Adam,
it
you
would have
require
taken the ball
110.
finish out of the equation.
And so double 15 inside
95.
Baker back for tops.
Scott, you require 40.
For 3-0 inside 5 minutes. Double 10
Game shot on
is
the third
found.
leg. Scott
3-0
Baker.
Scott Baker, 92 average, 3 for 5 on the doubles. 3-0 up in 5 minutes 4 seconds. He's going to miss
Fourth leg
out on
is
the
Scott to
record
throw
if he wins
first.
4-0.
Game on.
But this has been blistering quick.
100. 100. One hundred. 100.
Reminder that if you are tuning in on the Super Series YouTube channel, don't forget to
100.
subscribe. Plenty of content available on there, including highlights of every single session.
80.
Bonus content, interviews, classic matches. It's all available on there. And then we will be returning at 10 p.m. this evening on Sporty Stuff TV and on the Super Series YouTube channel for the beginning of Group B. But it looks like the Group C action for the day will be ending very shortly.
81.
Scott Baker,
Scott,
61 points
61.
away from a 4-0 victory inside the space of 6.5 minutes.
Game,
that
shot,
was rampant, that was
Scott
quick,
Baker.
that was spectacular from Scott Baker. A 4-0 victory with an average of 95.5. 4 out of 6 on the doubles, a 14-darter to finish. He beat Adam Lipscomb by 4-0 in a time of 6 minutes and 23 seconds. That was up there with record pace territory. And if he didn't mess about with those couple of doubles in the third leg, he may well have broken the record. But Scott Baker returns to the table, puts himself on 6 points, and is a victor against Adam Lipscomb in our final game of the day by 4-0.
Well, that was rapid. I think it's fair to say that's the level we expected to see on a consistent basis from Scott today.
Yeah, but he's rescued his day really well there. 95 plus average, lovely on the doubles. I mean, he's had some tremendous finishes today. He'll probably go back to his room tonight and be scratching his head how he's only ended up with 6 points. But all in all, in terms of performance level, he was the best player today.
Yeah, let's have a look then at the results today. 15 matches completed. Of course, we do still have another session to bring you tonight. But Scott Baker defeated, of course, by Cromwell. Cromwell getting his first victory there. The day started off really quite slowly, actually. Some sloppy darts at the outer ring from the opening 2 games. But it was Scott Baker who really turned the day around with some fabulous finishing. And it is he who has picked up the last 2 points of the day. We can see what that does to the league standings. It is Marco Cantala who sits on top thanks to his superior leg difference over Fallon Sherrick. Those 2 players in pole position at the moment, but Scott Baker is breathing down their necks on 6 points after that really crucial victory, because there would have been a sizable gap otherwise. Fallon Sherrick, she touched upon it when we spoke to her a little while ago. Her finishing today, despite taking out that 147, that was her worst finishing display of the day. Some really clinical performances, though.
Yeah, well, it was something we mentioned right at the top of the show, that she had to sort of remove that vast range of averages in her play and find if anything, just a solid B game. And for her, I think she did that today. I thought overall a massive improvement. She looked more switched on, she looked more focused, and a very good day for her. 4 out of 5.
Yeah, and the best we've seen this week from Marco Cantala as well. He was 7-2 to win Group C. He is looking very good to do just that at the moment.
Yeah, averaged, I think, close to 86 for the day. Very, very solid. Great timing on some of his shots, some great clutch finishing. And listen, for me, he warrants the top of the table. He was the most solid. I think the most flamboyant award for the day will go to Scott Baker, and just rock solid from Fallon.
For Cromwell, how do you think he'll reflect on today's play? Because he can learn a lot, can't he?
Yeah, and that's all this should be used as, is an experience to sort of get a different grasp of the game and what you've got to go through, because it is hard. And listen, he's making his debut on TV today. He knows all of his family and his friends and all his teammates to be watching, and all you want to do is not let them down and not let yourself down. But listen, he can come back tomorrow and have another crack at it. And of course, he's back regardless on Saturday, playing in the belt game.
Yeah, and 4 points on the board. That'll certainly make him feel better. We do have another session still to bring you this evening. We'll be back at 10 p.m. for the start of Group B. Make sure you come and join us then.